Hello everyone, TinaGale back, and are you ready for the third layout in my series right now of Use Up Your Stash while still enjoying the latest collections and trends without guilt? So this is mixing the new with the old to expand your collection and do a little bit of stash busting. So for this series, I'm using the crepe paper poolside. And like I said, this is the third layout, and this is what I have left. Just a bit of this, a little bit more of that, some more pink, and some of this. So for today's layout, the color scheme that I'm going to work with are the colors in this paper. So I'm going to focus on this with the pink, the mint, and the navy, and then just a touch of gray. And so I could use this paper, front and back. I could use a little bit of the pink. This side has a little bit of this, so I can actually use all four of those papers, and then some of the other papers that I've pulled is a piece of the minty cardstock and this ledger paper that has a little bit of the pink with some of the blue. I have some scraps of gray. I also have this barn wood from the crepe paper confetti collection. That's barn, and then it has the pink ombre, so I'm thinking that might work. I also have some of this pink chevron that's from the confetti collection. So that's just a few of the scraps that I've pulled out. And then I have a lot of embellishments, and I'm switching the embellishments up. For the first two layouts, I did a lot of the summer embellishments that I had ordered in the last order. This one I'm going back just a couple of orders. This is the crepe paper craft market, so I'm thinking the gold would be nice. This one belongs to the craft market. It has these two tags here that I'm wanting to use, possibly this little embellishment, you and me, and I'm hoping to pull that in. I have these label stickers here with all of the words. I have one little burlap bow left from one of my kits that has this kind of mint color. I have this alphabet that's navy, and it's like a banner from the Pen Pals collection, Pink Paisley. And I've pulled it out several times to use, and I have never used it, so I'm hoping this time. I have some cameras, and again, I had these for the last time, and I didn't get them put into the layout, so maybe I can pull that in. And I have a few odds and ends and some enamel dots and stuff, but, oh, and then this is from one of the kits too. I believe this is from Open Book. Maggie Holmes Open Book? I don't know. Just a few little odds and end embellishments that I had left, so depending on if I can pull it in with the rest, I have some of those, as well as the paper clips. So that's a look at what I'm going to try to use up. Let's get going on the layout and see where it goes. Alright, so on this layout, I just have one photo that I'm working with, and again, it's an older photo. It's dark, but my children are in focus, so they're fairly bright, but the whole background's kind of dark. But that's a good thing because it was taken in my shop, and so don't really want all of that. So I decided to kind of fill up the background, and I'm going to build it all kind of to the top left, right, left, top left. That made no sense whatsoever, did it? I am trying to get all of these voiceovers done and editing while I have some quiet time, and between my family and my dog, they're not cooperating, so I am not at my best right now. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm going to keep the photo to the top left of the layout. So I have used that piece of paper that I had chosen for my color scheme. And since it's a really small print, you can get away with using it as a large background. And so I cut it where there's only about, I don't know, it looks like about 2 inches at the top off of it. So I'm going to fill that up at the bottom, and then I had that ledger paper, and I cut it down about a ½ inch on the two sides, and I just centered it above that, so that I could build either my title or in my embellishments and things like that up there. I haven't quite decided where all that's going to go, but then I took the other poolside paper, the pink, and I matted my photo. And now I'm going to start deciding, do I want to build up behind that with some just bigger rectangle papers? What do I want to do? And I had this gray. I knew I wanted to pull it in, and then I also wanted to pull in that lighter pink chevron. So now I'm trying to decide which one needs to be more the focal point, which one needs to come to the front, which one needs to go to the back. I also had that barnwood with the pink that I was trying to fit in, and I really do like it against that background floral paper, but I wanted to pull the gray in, and they're not playing together very nicely. They don't go well together. The pink chevron's a much better choice, and it will keep in with the pink from the flowers and where I want to go with it. So I'm going to end up here really soon pulling that away and pulling out the pink chevron. But by doing this, I've decided, okay, I don't want to build up the rectangle. I want to go more linear. So I'm going to build the page where it's kind of in thirds vertically. And so I'm going to build that up. So there's my pink chevron. I've decided how wide. I'm going to go ahead and keep that gray striped the same width. And so I just cut the chevron just a little bit bigger so that it can go behind it. And I'm going to pull it up to the top of the photo so that I can build up some embellishments up there. And I'm going to go ahead and notch the end of the gray so that I can make a little banner piece. But the pink chevron's going to go all the way to the bottom of the page. And I'm sorry that's kind of run off. I still haven't got my camera quite fixed back the way that it was. So now I've kind of nailed that down, and I'm pulling some of those embellishment pieces that I told you that I had pulled out, kind of seeing where I want to build those clusters at. And I do like this little My Story tag, and I've tried to use it several times and it's just not working, and I end up not working either one of these pieces in, even though I try. But I do get this bow in, which I'm really happy about because that's the end of that. And oh my gosh, those letters. Somebody's going to have to send me some ideas on putting these letters on a layout because I pulled them out and I did kind of like how I had them, but they ended up going by the wayside. I don't use them again. So I'm going to have to just give those to somebody or something because I'm just not getting them worked into any layouts. And I've tried at least a half a dozen times to use them on a layout and they've not made it yet. So it's time to just part with them. But I do get that navy label sticker there from the craft market that says Play, Laugh, Grow down at the bottom, and it will stay there. And I really, really like that. That between that and the two tags that I used that were in the navy and the aqua, or the, yeah, kind of aqua, between all of that, that really helps pull my color scheme together, and I'm really, really happy with that. So the rest of it is just icing on the cake. It's just extra. But with all of that, that really pulled my color scheme together. It grounded all of my embellishment clusters where they're going to go, and everything else just built off of that. And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to ink all of the edges with my Tim Holtz ink. And I don't know if I've said it in this series, which I should, because it's really focusing on using one collection and then pulling in other collections into it to stretch it out and make it go further. The best way to tie all of those pieces in together from different collections is to use your inking. So by inking all of the edges, it kind of just ties them all together and makes them look like they came from the same place. So if you're following along and doing these challenges, that's a great thing to do, is just pull out your ink and ink those edges. Okay, so now I've pulled this little green label sticker, and I am going to be able to get that tied into the layout. I've added my bow. This large rose is also from the Craft Market stickers, and I really liked it because it just had these touches of gold in it. And so I'm going to pull some of that gold just as a little embellishment throughout the clusters and this layout to really tie things together. I've added those two tags to the top, and I have that little heart die cut that's also from a collection that I've been trying to finish off. It's from the Amy Tan Stitched, I believe, the ephemera pack. And I thought I could tuck it in and just add that touch of pink and it would be okay. But it really, to me, it just kind of threw off my clusters. I was going to have to go back and find pink things to go in all of the other ones. And I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep that navy and that aqua color, the primary colors in my color scheme, and the pink I don't know, not as much, even though the whole background kind of looks pink. I just really wanted to pull that aqua and that teal into the embellishments and not really add the pink in. There was enough pink going on with the backgrounds. So I quickly go away with that. I wanted to use up a lot of these word stickers because these last forever and ever. But I couldn't quite decide how to tie them all in. And I ended up cutting this one phrase and putting it across the tags. And I could have added some more into that bottom cluster and kind of tied them out. But I really liked the simplicity of the embellishments right now, the way that I have them. And I do end up, that little die cut that's down here at the bottom, the little circular one, I move it up towards with the flower because it's kind of, well, I don't know. It just didn't quite work down there. I pulled it to the side and I pulled it to the center and it didn't flow really well. But when I picked it up and I moved it up behind the rose, it just really finished off that little rose real nicely. And so that is where I went with it. So all I can tell you is it just rested better with my eyes with it there. And so it's going to get right up behind there. And then I used the little stickers that have the month and the year that were on the Craft Market sheet. I tucked those in with the rose as well. And I will add the alphabet stickers from, which one did I use? Can't remember now. It was one of the alphabet sheets though, the Lily Bee alpha sheets. I found it was the same ones that I used in the last layout, and so I just used the aqua ones there to put the month and the year. And then these epoxy stickers are from the Amy Tan Rise and Shine collection, and it has 1, 2, 3, and I've been trying to figure out how I was going to use those. And my daughter in this photo is 1 month old, so I decided that it worked. It was the right color, and so I just put it up there, and then I'm going to write on that little card how old she is and how old my son is. And then my journaling, I'm going to put it down on that gray banner piece, so it's going to follow into that line. So that's going to keep all of my embellishments and all of my line of design in that triangular area on this large background. And so I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, and just it went together really well considering I had no game plan when I started, and I hadn't really thought it out. And so then I have these enamel dots, and I wanted to repeat some of the navy and the aqua green, kind of minty green throughout. And so here's the Lily Bee alpha stickers that I found. So I'm going to put the month and the year with those in the teal color, adding my journaling. If you've missed out on the first video in this series, make sure that you go back, and I'll put the details in the description here. You can always go to my blog, and I always post my videos and more information and close-ups of the layouts and all of that there. But this whole series, there's going to be 4 videos, actually 5, because I have 4 process videos on the layouts that I've done so far. And then the first one introducing how to use up your stash, along with buying and purchasing a lot of the new paper collections and embellishments and things that are coming out, and not feeling guilty about it. So be sure to check out that first video and the other 2 process videos, and we will have 1 more next week. I think I'm down to the last one. 1 more video next week on the 4th layout from just this crepe paper poolside. If you've enjoyed this series and you want to see more, let me know in the comments. Always, please, if you enjoy my videos, I'd love for you to give me a thumbs up. It only takes a second, but it lets me know that you're enjoying it and somebody's out there really enjoying it. Well, I know there are because I have a lot of views, but still, really appreciate it, the time that you take to leave comments and stuff. But if you're enjoying this series, let me know, and I can finish out the rest of my order that I've done. Like I said, I ordered 2 other summer collections at the same time, and I plan on kind of doing the same things with those. So I'd love to make it a series every month if you guys are interested in seeing that, if you've enjoyed seeing how to tie this in. let me know, and I'll do another one next month, and we'll just make it one day a week that I share this. And so this is pretty much the end of it. These are the epoxy stickers from Crepe Paper, and they're just a really dull gold. And so I just add in some hearts onto the top clusters and then an arrow at the bottom. And I put twine through my tags. I always like to finish my tags off with some type of twine. And then my small stapler to just staple on the top of that. And then I also add some staples to this little cluster over here on these tags. I just thought it added just a little bit more interest and fun. I really love this small stapler. So here are just a little bit of close-ups here. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you want to see this type of video again, or this type of series, and we can do another round of it this next month. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing. I really do appreciate it, and we will see you real soon with another video. Bye.